The Border Management Authority, led by its Commissioner Dr. Mike Masiapato, are today assessing the state of readiness at the Beitbridge port of entry. This, of course, ahead of the busy Easter weekend. Well, they have assessed the situation and they have also conducted a walkabout. I'm going to ask my colleague Hulisani Libebe to also show you how busy it is on the bridge at the Beitbridge border post, where some of the travelers are going to be expected to use this port of entry. But let's speak to Dr. Masiapato. Thank you very much for your time today. Kindly take us through your facilitation of the border post.
No, thank you very much, Kat. I think the first thing to indicate is that indeed we are here to be able to monitor the implementation of our festive operational plan. As we had indicated, this is the period where we are expecting at least around 1 million people that are expected to come in and out of our ports of entry throughout the country. So here in Beitbridge, we are now sitting here on the date through which we are expecting most of the people to be exiting South Africa, going into the continent via Zimbabwe, and some of them obviously being Zimbabweans. And of course, from the 1st, which is on Monday, we are going to handle the return, wherein we should be able to process the people coming through into the country. But from where we are sitting, we have really done a lot of work on the ground. Firstly, in making sure that there are clear plans in terms of managing the corridor, working together with the rest of the law enforcement colleagues, the traffic, the police, as well as the members of the defense force, as it were, in terms of the corridor. Inside the port, we have also created some kind of processes that are more temporary for the purposes of us to be able to manage the people as they exit the country from an immigration point of view.
And you've also mentioned when you were addressing the in Pretoria that you want to also increase the operating hours of these ports of entry. We know that they are quite busy, especially this time. But you've also mentioned about the deployment of about 400 junior guards. Take us through how far that process is. Have they already been deployed in the ground?
The 400 additional border guards had been deployed as we speak. That deployment actually started on Tuesday, as it were, and even today here in Beitbridge, we have around 130 of the junior border guards that have been sent here at Beitbridge border post. As you will know, this is one of the most busiest land port of entry for the Republic, and on that basis, we have actually deployed them here. So if you can maybe, for example, just check here on the bridge itself, we do have the contingent that is doing access control into the Republic. On the south gate, we also have a contingent that is deployed there to be able to make sure the people who enter through into the port itself are already legitimate travelers with the requisite documents. If you go to the Manyeka bypass, which is our temporary processing area, we also have a deployment there of the additional border guards, whose responsibility is to make sure that the people who arrive at that particular spot do have the requisite documents and they are effectively processed. Some of them are also deployed inside the main building in terms of the assisting with the immigration work, particularly in facilitating the processing activities that are supposed to take place from an immigration point of view using our biometric movement control system.